there's so much sickness around. People are just getting sicker and sicker and even fatter and fatter. And what is it? What is wrong with our nation?
Well, just as kind of a casual observation, I would have to say we have lost sight of why we even eat. You know, food is supposed to be nothing more than fuel for our body, but yet we have started these comfort foods, fast foods to make our lives easier, and the nutrition value of all of that is very low. So our body just isn't getting what it needs, so we pile in more of this food, quote unquote, that really doesn't do our bodies any good. So we over-calorie and undernourish our bodies.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
When you think about it, if our body's missing something and we have these cravings, the problem is usually there's some nutritional value that's missing. And I think you've done some research on that?
Yeah, the National Institute of Health did a study back in 1951, and they took peaches, and you could get all the vitamin A that you needed for that day by eating 2 peaches. Do you guys have any idea, because Bill knows the answer to this, but do you have any idea how many peaches you'd have to eat today to get that same amount of vitamin A? Let's say it together. 53! Amazing. I couldn't eat that many. No way.
Maybe if you put them in a pie, I could make a good
Yeah,
dent.
yeah, he could probably do that. That's true. But that's not the best way to eat a peach. Fresh is the best way.
Surely. But the problem is with that and the idea that with the nutritional value declining in our fruits and vegetables, even if we attempt to eat properly, we're still not getting all the minimums that we need for our body to work sufficiently. So we have to go back to basics. And what is basics? Well, what is needed for our body each and every day? They've set a recommended daily allowance for vitamins and minerals. And when you look at how few you're getting, if you attempt to supplement with a substandard vitamin mineral, you're not going to get to that level. But even going one step backwards and saying, well, if I need this, why don't I make this the priority? In other words, let me get my vitamins and minerals first and then worry about my belly being full. Then we would see surely obesity would be on the decline. And a lot of the sicknesses would no longer be there, because if you're getting what the body needs, the immune system starts to work properly and it is able to fight off a lot of the different problems that we have. So it all goes back to the very basics of life. What do we need? Are we getting that? And are we overstuffing ourselves looking for those things, hoping that somewhere in all this supersized meals that we are getting the nutrients we need? And most times the answer is no.
Well, you know, Bill, when you go to the grocery store and you see all those beautiful fruits and vegetables, I mean, they make them look nice, you have to admit, and you see these bright oranges and they just look so delicious, so you buy them because they look good. Even the tomatoes because they look good, and you get them home and you slice that orange and you bite into it. It has absolutely no flavor. Why is that?
Unfortunately, due to modern farming practices, the nutrients are not in the fruits and vegetables, primarily because they're picked green. And the real nutrients don't go in until the last 2 to 3 days of ripening on the plant. So when they pick it green, they put it in a chamber to gas it and make it look pretty so it'll sell. There's really no nutritional value there. In fact, another study that was done by a major university, they went in and they just pulled 100 oranges off of a piled up display. They took them back to the laboratory and assayed the contents. They had an expected level of vitamin C that they were looking for in each of these oranges. And out of 100, do you know how many had the expected amount?
How many, Bill?
2.
Oh, gosh.
Only 2. So you're playing Russian roulette with your nutrition when you go to the grocery store. It's a real shame that, you know, we have food labels on everything that's in a bottle or a can, but yet the wholesome foods, the whole foods, there's no sign there saying this supply has been assayed and it contains X amount of vitamin C, X amount of this or that nutrient. So you're playing a little bit of Russian roulette. Yes, it's better than a lot of the other things out there, but that's why we overeat, because we are still starved for what our body needs.
Bill, you have a story about a friend of ours that did a little experiment on her own with tomatoes. Tell them about that.
Next time you have access to somebody who grows their own tomatoes, even if you go to the farmer's market and you know that that tomato was picked ripe on the vine, take it home and take a slice. Meanwhile, go to the store and pick one of those nice red tomatoes that are on the display there. Take a slice of that and take those 2 slices out and lay them down on a sidewalk, especially if you know there are ants in the vicinity, and then just wait a while. This friend of ours did that. The homegrown tomato, in a matter of 30 seconds, was covered with ants. 2 days later, there still was not one ant on the store-bought, because even God's tiny little creatures are able to identify where there's nutrition and where there's something that, you know, basically tastes like cardboard, and it might as well be, except for the fiber and the water that you're getting from it.
I thought that was really interesting, that she just did that to show her children about nutrition, and I thought that was just an amazing thing.
Very clever indeed.
Very clever. But what we're trying to get across to you guys and help you understand, our vegetables and our fruits are lacking. We cannot just eat healthy and get all that we need, because our fruits and vegetables, it's just not there anymore. Because like Bill said, from the green harvest to the other farming practices, you know, there's a lot of people in the world, and they got to grow a lot of stuff, and they got to grow it really fast, so they genetic engineer it to blow up and grow really fast. And during all that, it's losing those important nutrients.
That's what I was referring to when I said we've kind of lost sight of where nutrition comes from. How are we supposed to get it? Obviously in our foods. Because we can't do that anymore, the only real choice is to start with intelligent supplementation to make sure you're getting those requirements, and then worry about what your body's getting after that. And if we would input our supplements into our food budget, instead of going to the store and buying $500 worth of meats and frozen vegetables and all that, start with a couple $100 of really good supplements, and then the other $300 spend on that other stuff that's going to fill up the body, but yet leave it starved for nutrition.
Well, I appreciate you having this discussion with me today, and we just gave you the very basics about nutrition, but we will talk to you again. So you have a great day. Thank you, Bill, for your help.
Thank you for letting me be here.
And we will talk to you again very soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.